Okay, we're here. We're back. We're ready for the final installment of our financial statements. We're going to talk about the balance sheet next. You'll notice there's some changes in the numbers, and I'm going to explain that as we go because the last thing we do is the balance sheet, and the thing I like about this is it kind of ties everything else together. So I need to do a little explanation before I start talking about these numbers and how they work. So let's do that first. This is what a balance sheet will probably look like, and I'm using the example from page 1 minute. Where'd it go? 202 and 203, but mine is a variation. Again, I have separated my statement of changes in owner's equity and my balance sheet. So mine's going to look a little different, and I'll explain how mine's set up compared to the one in the book. But the numbers and the accounts that I'm using are from 202 and 203. So before I continue on with these accounts, I want to explain where these numbers and the whole shebang is coming from. So I'm going to send a link to this same document that I've done notes-wise so you can double check yourself. But I probably won't send it until after today's notes lesson because then there would be no incentive for you to complete it. So I want you to try first, and if you fail, that's okay. It's the try part, and I want some evidence of you giving it a whirl. I don't think it's real complicated, but just follow along, and hopefully it'll work out in the end. So to set this one up in particular, what I've done is I went back and recreated an income statement because they did not finish the information on the net loss. And so I'm going to go back and show you the other version, a net income version of the income statement right here. And so I'm pulling some numbers, or I'm going to have a little information come from this set to finish out the balance sheet because they didn't go all the way through this one. So I'm not going to put in these numbers here for now. It's the same math you would have done here. You would have just taken this amount, your total expenses, divided by your total sales, and you would have taken your total net income divided by your total sales. All right, and they would have given you percentages out there. The key here is that I've now used this number, this 3162, the net income, to create another statement of changes in owner's equity right below here to show both versions, what a net loss would look like and then also what a net income would look like. And these examples can be found in your book in the previous sections. So if you want to see where these net incomes are coming from or these numbers are coming from, there are a couple pages before that one I did about net loss. I guess I should give you a specific page number, so I'll go back real quick. For the income statement, the one that had positive numbers, you should probably look at pages 194 and 195 if you wanted to see that and emulate that to know where those numbers are coming from and to know where I got my net income here that's on the screen. So that's where I got that 3162. And in my statement of changes in owner's equity in this case, I wanted to show the change that occurred positively. And because it occurred positively and made it 5162, I took this 5162 and placed it over here in the balance sheet under Michael Delgado's current capital value before I finish my balance sheet. That's the order I like to complete this exercise. I don't like to put the drawing in my statement of changes in owner's equity. You certainly can, but I like to keep it out right here and finish it out just like this. So I get a subtotal, and then I get my total liabilities right here, plus my subtotal of my capital, and it gets me a total liabilities and owner's equity. And conveniently, it equals my assets, because at the end of the day, this is the accounting equation. You have assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. In this case, total liabilities plus owner's equity, because we wanted to make sure we got these two numbers added together. So how did I get all this? Well, the numbers came from those pages in the book, and it's a very similar setup to the page or the previous financial statements that I've created. I like this simplistic setup going up and down. You'll see in the book they go side to side instead of up and down. I don't like that as much. I like this view better. I think it helps me with vertical analysis. So I like to go up and down. It's just a preference. You can do it either way. It really doesn't matter. Um, so as we do these, you'll notice I have headings again. I did who, what is it, and when. That's a theme throughout all financial statements and the worksheet. You'll notice in the others and in the previous year documents, I said for the month ended. I'm gonna put for the year ended because that's what I said in the previous exercises. So I'm gonna keep it as the year ended, and I went back and changed it in the other ones. So I apologize if that caused any confusion. At the end of the day, it's just a word. You're just changing a word. So let's keep going and talking about words. I've put my headings in and I need to bold them. So if you want to pause and put this information in, like you want to pause the screen and go side to side and put this information in, you sure can. I'm going to keep talking, so I'm just bolding my headings right now so you can see what my information is. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is how did I get these numbers? This total right here. Well, that was just an auto sum, going over here, clicking on sum, selecting these items, and hitting enter. Okay, same for the total liabilities, nothing different there. And you notice it says 225 right here. I'm going to go ahead and put the formula in to show you that's the same thing. All right, but now it has a formula behind it. And then lastly, I got this number. It's very important. I'm going to write this in here too. This number came from the statement of changes in owner's equity. All right, that's where that number came from. I don't want it to be some magical number that appeared out of nowhere. You do the statement of changes in owner's equity to put this number here. That's its purpose. And then this came directly from your worksheet, so I guess I could put that in there too. Whatever amount that was in drawing. And then this subtotal is just this Michael Delgado Capital less or subtracting from or minus this drawing, and you get $4,112. All right. This final total liabilities plus owner's equity, you add your total liabilities plus this subtotal right here. So I guess I could write that out on the outside. Total liabilities, whoops, plus subtotal. All right. And there you have it. Your accounting equation equals, and you have completed most, I tell you most, of your financial statements. There are a couple left to do, but they are not in this section. So these are the only ones you need to know and be aware of for this time being. At this moment in time, if you finished your notes and you understand and have a pretty good basis to complete an assignment, I'd like you to go in and complete the assignments that I've posted in your sub lesson plan. Thank you for a great experience with financial statements, and I look forward to talking about this and with you on Monday.